Good morning, y'all. I am completely and totally disorganized. I have not planned for this video at all. I just went in, grabbed my basket, and came in and sat down to do it. My husband left for a while, and I thought this would be a really good, quiet time, uninterrupted, I hope, so that I could visit with y'all. We'll see how it goes. It's been a while since I've been here, and as most of you know, I've done a little bit of traveling. I went to Minneapolis to the Midwest Stitchers Retreat, which was absolutely fabulous. I'm not going to show y'all all the wonderful gifts that Michelle prepared for us because I know they've been shown by several others, but I'll show you two or three little ones that I thought were real special and individuals got kind of different things. So anyway, I'll come to that when I start getting in my basket. When I drove up there by myself. I know some of you were concerned, and I was perfectly fine. I went to my sister's and spent the night, and then I got up the next morning and drove to Minneapolis. When I got up into northern Missouri, Jefferson City, where my sister lives, is in the middle of that state. So when I got up into northern Missouri to cut across to Des Moines and then to go north, I was in on some little two-lane roads. That's the way my GPS took me. And I had the absolute best drive ever. I saw beautiful country, Mennonite farms, lots of little town squares with courthouses, and all these little antique shops and junk shops. And I called my sister when I had phone coverage because up there I did not have phone coverage a good part of the time. I called her and told her we were going to have to come up and just drive around and just look and spend a couple of days doing that. I think that would be great fun. My husband, and I called him too and told him, you would hate this. He would. He would have hated it. He would much rather get on the interstate and just go from point A to point B with no stops in between. We don't ever argue, Jerry and I don't, but the few times that we have, probably the majority of them have been over stopping on the interstate. When I say stop, he likes to go, and I frequently need to stop and get out and walk around the car or something. Anyway, I got on the interstate at Des Moines, I think, and went straight on up. And the retreat center where we were is absolutely beautiful. My room was on the back. I I had a single room, and it overlooked the lake and a little walking trail, and I loved it. It had a window seat, and so every morning I sat there to do my morning devotionals and look out on the lake, and it was surreal. It was just the peace of it was just wonderful. I met lots of new people that I fell in love with. I actually did some stitching. Now, I will say, after that long drive, it was 900 miles, and after that drive, I was pretty tired. Friday, I was okay. Saturday, I took 4 naps. Yeah, four. Four. Two in the morning, two in the afternoon. Just little short ones. I would sneak out and go back to my room and rest for a few minutes. But then I was fine. I left Sunday, went back to my sister's, stayed there until Tuesday, and drove that 400 miles home. It's 500 from her house to Minneapolis, and I drove 400 miles home. That was Tuesday. I kept Cade on Wednesday and Thursday, and on Friday we left for New Orleans. Spent the night there and got on a cruise ship and went to Mexico for 5 days. We went as a family group. We took my brother. You know that he lost his wife on Christmas Eve and then a daughter 2 weeks after that. He had always wanted to do a cruise, and so we just took him. His health was not good. He was in a wheelchair the whole time we were there, and had some confusion and some other issues we knew were not good. When we got home, he immediately went into the hospital, and he's still there. Went in last Friday. This is, what is today? Wednesday, and he's still there. But I think he might get out this afternoon. They did confirm that he had a small stroke in the brainstem area and a small hemorrhage. he's going to have some rehab, but we think he's going to get better. And we're just grateful that there were 8 of us in the family that got to go and spend that time together. So it was wonderful. And so now I'm back home. I've had Kate a couple of days, so I've had my fix on him, and I'm back in the sewing room, which is a disaster because I've been sewing this morning. I want to show you what I made. A friend had this. I hope you can see it. It's a little zipper pouch made out of a placemat. I'm totally in love with this. I'm in love with lots of things. Can y'all tell that? There's not many things I don't love. But I love this zipper. This is a Pioneer Woman placemat. Nice bright colors. I found a little ribbon to put on the ends for the zipper to hold so while you're pulling the zipper. And y'all think how much stuff this will hold. First of all, for sewing, everything I carry with me besides my project will go in there. The scissors and the threads and needles and even my little Ort container. All of it will fit right in there. And I got to looking at it and I thought, well, you know what? This is washable. I think it would make a great makeup bag too. So I bought 4 of these placemats. I'm going to make some more. And I'm thinking I might even make some to sell. Does anybody think they might be interested in that? I don't know. If you are, let me know and I'll see what I can come up with. They're pretty simple to make for those of you who sew. Go to YouTube and look at, put in placemat pouch, and there'll come up 2 or 3 tutorials for that. Okay, what have I got in my basket? From the retreat, I want to show you the exchange gift that I got. Is this not the cutest thing? This was made by Kim from Canada, and as you can well imagine, there was a bit of a fight over that. I don't usually fight. I don't usually steal. But in this particular case, I had to. And Yvonne and I almost came to blows. Not really, y'all know that. But Yvonne had it, I stole it. She begged, I ignored her. I kept her. I think her name is Henrietta, is that right? I ordered the elephant one of these patterns, and now I can't even remember who the designer is. I'm so sorry. Y'all know I'm bad at that. But anyway, she's adorable, just adorable, and I have her already sitting on a desk in my living room. Let's see what else is in my basket. I bought a few things. I'm mixing things up, y'all. I'm sorry. But this is just the way I have to do it because this is who I am. What can I say? I bought some Little House Needleworks patterns on Cross Stitch Stash Unload, one of those. I bought, these are some older ones, and this one is called Heart of America. I absolutely think that's a wonderful pattern. I bought Blessed Are the Merciful. The pictures are terrible on these, but these all came with the threads. I feel like I got a really good deal. Blessed Are the Pure in Heart. You know these are all right up my alley. Be Rich in Good Deeds. A Man's Wisdom Gives Him Patience. March and April. I don't have any of the other months, but those are cute. Wisdom is Sweet to Your Soul. Did I get that in there right? Okay. And then I got an email from Cecilia's Samplers in Branson. Y'all know I shop there quite a bit. And they had found some Blackbird Designs older patterns in the back that they were putting on sale for $5 a piece. Well, I just told them to send me one of whatever they had. And they did. 13 of them. This one is called Happy Birthday. Sewing Bird Scissor Pocket. Marianne Blackburn. This is a $16 book, or it was when it came out, which was, let's see, when was this? Doesn't have a year on it. Don't know. Oh, yeah, Loose Feathers, Spring 2012. Anniversaries of the Heart, another one of those patterns called Swan Lake. Isn't that sweet? The Winter is Past. Evergreen Lane. Wild Berries. Forget Me Not. Bountiful Harvest. This is Bluebird of Happiness. These are almost all of them part of series that I don't have the rest of them, but that's okay. I don't mind. My Friend's House. And Flowers for You. Nice, huh? Oops, one more. Flowers of the Field. I don't know when I'm going to stitch them all, but someday I will. I got a couple of gifts that I want to tell you about. Last time I was on here, I told you that I had met my friend Judy Fricker at Tulsa at the Silver Needle. And while we were there, I saw this piece hanging on the wall that, oh my goodness, I just stood and looked and looked. It was gorgeous. They didn't have the pattern. So that was okay. I didn't need it anyway. It was huge, and I didn't need to do that. I kept looking at it though and thinking, oh, it's wonderful. Well, she sent it to me. Look. Let me get closer. Look at that. The barn is stunning. Got lots of little animals. Has a goat, Michelle Rudy. Right there. There he is. She also sent me a Country Cottage Needleworks pattern, Bless Our Home, but I've already kitted that up and it's in the other room. I haven't mentioned it before, I don't think, but I am getting the Farmhouse Christmas patterns. That's number 4. Yeah, number 4. I've not started them, and it's going to be a while before I start them because I have mania to do to finish, and I have some mania stuff to show y'all. I also got a comment on my last video from a very sweet, sweet lady. Whoops. Oh, jeez. That's going to have to go. Who owns the Loopy U, E-W-E, in Colorado. If y'all are familiar with that shop, it's really knitting, yarns and stuff, but she herself cross stitches. And she sent me a gift certificate to her shop, which was so sweet. I just can't imagine people doing all the things they do. But I used my gift certificate and I bought these little Dovo embroidery scissors. I love Dovo. They have a little scalloped edge right here, and they are so sharp. Ugh, can't wait to put those in my basket and start using them. I know, I think it's McKenna said we're not supposed to use things till we show them, but I just can't do it. I get too excited. Another thing that happened at the retreat, Tina, can't pronounce the last name, Ploetsky. Tina, did I get that right? From California, sat next to me, and we had the absolute best time. We just had a great time together. Sweet, sweet lady. She brought these as gifts for everyone that came to the retreat. Little mason jar with a charm on it, and they were all farm related. Well, when it was all over, she had several of these left. She had made a bunch because she didn't know how many people were coming. And look at this. She gave me 6 of them. 6. I have a couple of more goats, and I have a barn, and a cow, and a pig, and a chicken, a rooster. I love them. I can't wait to use those either. Thank you again, Tina. Holly and Anita, y'all know they're just so wonderful, brought all of us some of these little labels that they made. They have something that cuts them out like this, and they punched holes in them. and they gave us a whole bunch. Well, I have these. I have been using these. I love them so much that in fact, I messaged Holly this morning and said, if I send you paper, will you make me more? I am writing on the back of these for each of my projects. While I'm stitching, I'm hanging this on with the thread. When I'm through with the project, I'm going to keep all of these together to give me a record of what I've stitched. Don't you think that's a great idea? I wish I had been doing this from the very beginning, because I have everything written down for last year, 2017, but I started back cross stitching in either 2015 or 16. So there are lots and lots I don't have a record of. I might have the piece, I might not have the piece because I could possibly have given it away. But I wish I had one of those on everything. And look at these little beeswax thread things that Michelle gave us. Y'all, these are so cute. There's a horse and a rooster and a pig. Adorable. Just adorable. What else is in my basket over here? Oh, this is another one Michelle gave us. A little scissor fob. Mine has a chicken on top and some thread. That's going in my basket too. And then I have a friend from my quilting days. Some of you might know her as Madame Sam. Sam sent me this week. She called and said she doesn't have a blog anymore. She used to, but she doesn't anymore. She had a bunch of these twin-pointed quick stitch needles. Now, somewhere, somebody has shown these before, but I don't remember where. I don't remember who. They have a point on both ends, and the needle goes through the eye in the middle. Has anybody used these? If you have, please let me know what you think about them and how you use them. She also sent me some Bowen scissors for beading, and I happen to have a couple of little beading projects, so I'll be using those fairly soon. Well, whenever I get to those projects, I'm going to use those needles for that. Let's see. Okay, that's it for those. Now, mania. I completely lost my mind, completely, and decided I would try to touch 31 projects this month. It's all Primitive Stitcher's fault. I wouldn't have done it if she hadn't mentioned it. But so far, I'm behind. I stayed caught up in Minnesota, but the cruise, I didn't get to stitch nearly as much as I thought I would. Minnie Gray, how did you do that? You stitched on your cruise, but I really didn't find good places for that. Apparently, the cruises to Mexico are, oh, how do I describe it? We've done cruises before, but they've always been faith-based cruises. We did Paul's Fourth Journey and that sort of thing. This one was a little louder, and there were a few more people partying, I'll put it like that, than what I had seen before. Anyway, I didn't find a lot of places to stitch. I did finally, like the next to the last day, find one good spot that I wish I'd found earlier. But I got a little bit of stitching done. I do have one finish. This is a whip. I'm working on both whips and new starts. And this one is, here's my little label that I wrote everything on. This one is June Wordplay. It's a Brenda Gervais pattern. And I started it in May and finished it during Mania. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I do have a box that this will fit into if I use the method that Teresa Kitten Stitcher showed us on one of her videos. I think I can make it work in that box, but the box is not painted yet, so we'll see. That's the only finish I've had. I'm only going to show you, I'm going to try to show you 15, the first 15 of this month, because, like I said, I'm not caught up. And these are not in any particular order. I started Hello Summer. You know I've done Hello Spring. I do have the rest in this series. And you're not going to be able to tell one blooming thing except that's the blue in the flag. That's all I got done. Some of these I feel really lucky to have gotten a few stitches into. Then I started this pattern, Summer Schoolhouse Lesson 1. This is a Brenda Gervais pattern as well. I started in the upper left-hand corner and worked on the border. And that's where I am on that border. That took me a little longer than I thought it would. But it was, this week, it was one of the evenings I had Cade. And by the time he's gone in the afternoon, the next one, this is my Mama Joan bag, bee bag. And I started God Save the Queen, which is from Annie B's folk art. She was such a sweet thing. She sent this pattern to me. I had sent her a piece that she admired. And I also have, I didn't buy much in Minneapolis. We went to their needle shop, but I did buy this thread holder that has the bee on the bee scalp. Isn't that cute? Yeah, I thought so too. And I started this. I haven't been telling you the counts on these. This is 28 count Legacy. I have no idea if that's right side up or wrong side up or what. That's my little bee needle minder that Vanna sent me. So that's what I've gotten done on that one. I'm not nearly as coordinated on the rest of these as I am on the bee one. One other thing I bought in Minnesota, I literally spent like 40 bucks, y'all. I really didn't spend much money. This is a reprint Prairie Schooler Barnyard Christmas, and I wanted it for that pig. And I started him. Come on, cooperate. That's our Midwest Stitchers needle minder. And I started at the top and have just completed this little piece that goes across there. That one is on, there's my little label. It is on Zweigart 28 count Cashel Antique White, and I'm using DMC threads on that one. I should have told you that on the others. Oh well, not going back. I just sort of discovered, I had a couple of heartstring samplery patterns, but not many. And there were so many that I've seen lately that I loved. Thou God Seest Me is, I started 2 of hers so far. For Mania. And this is where I am on this one. Not very far. I have great plans for the summer, though. I really do. That's on 28 count Cashel doubloon. And I used some of the called for threads, but then if I didn't have them, I didn't buy them. I just substituted some DMCs. This is a whip that I started several months ago. Plum Street, Judge Not. I was about a third of the way through with the first sheep, so I finished him and got the border done for the second sheep. I had to do a bit of frogging on him. He was the one I worked on the ship. He's on 28 count Jobelin Antique White, and I converted that all to DMC if there were any specialty threads. I used all DMC on that one. Another whip I went back to because I know some of you have finished it, and I want to too. Nicole, Buckeye Stitcher for one, has finished Ebenezer's Christmas. And I am here. Let's see, is that, yeah, that's okay, you can see that. I had gotten down to the horse, and I did most of the horse this time and part of that sled and the little border that's there with him. This one is on 28 count platinum, and I chose my own threads for this one. I used a Gentle Arts Weathered Barn, a Belsoise Silk Old Cross, and a DMC 3363, and 2 more Belsoise Collard Greens and Peaches and Cream. Again, I was using what I had. I'm trying to do that. This is the other heartstring samplery pattern that I started. Prairie Life. I know a lot of us bought that aftermarket, and I got the first little flower done. But y'all, that wasn't easy. Well, he's not done. Part of him is done. But he was frogged as well. It's a 35 count classic homespun. And I used, again, some of the called for threads, but I substituted others. It's a nice color palette, though. You can see it better like this, I think. I like it anyway. And I'm going to love stitching that one. If y'all aren't watching her videos, you should. They're excellent. This latest one she did outside, it was beautiful. Michelle Rudy just did one outside too. Stunning, absolutely stunning. Another whip. This is from Country Cottage Needleworks. It's called Let Us Rejoice. This was gifted to me by Kathleen from Kathleen's Trodden Trail. And this is where I am. All I got done on, I had already done the checkerboard, so all I got done was the brown on that. I'm loving these colors. This one is done on a 28 count even weave antique white with all the called for threads in that pattern. This is a new start. This is a series. Home of the Brave is the one that I've started. Long May She Wave is one that I've not done. And Land of the Free, I've completed. I did that last year, I think. And this is how far I got on that. That's pretty good, isn't it? Words just go so quickly, don't they? This fabric is R&R, is that what that is? 30 count Creek Bed Brown. This was a kit, and so I used the threads that came in the kit. Not the fabric, just the threads. Another whip. Man, I'd sure like to get this one done pretty soon. That would mean I'd have to spend more time on it. I love stitching it. Kathy Barrick and Heaven and Nature Sing. This one is done on Lakeside Linens 36 count pecan using NPI silks. And here's where I am. I was up to his neck, so I've got half his head on. Half a head, poor dear. I'm sure he doesn't mind. Almost done, y'all. A new start. I am doing the Plum Street Samplers Noah's Ark series. This is the first pattern. This is the second one. I don't have the third one yet. I should have it this week. And if you watched my video last time, you know I completed the alligators, which was the first half of the first pattern. So this time I started the giraffes, and I have a good bit of that one done. One whole giraffe. Yep, one whole giraffe, and then the middle part. And this fabric is R&R 36 count Patriotic Brown, I think is, I can't read my writing. Anyway, called for threads on those. Those are fun to stitch. I hope to get all 12 of them done and made into ornaments for Cade for his Christmas present this year. An old whip. This is Merry and Bright. Whoops. Well, fiddly-dee. There we go. Merry and Bright. 30 count R&R 18th Century Blackbird. That's the name of that fabric, y'all. And I did my own conversion on this. I am down to, and have been down to, you've seen this before, the border. And it's all that white. And it gets boring. But that's another one I'm going to have completed, I hope, in the next couple of months, so that I can get it made up and ready for Christmas. And the last one I'm going to show you today is a Little House Needleworks pattern, Stars and Stripes. I love the patriotic things. I have a problem with this one, though. I bought this fabric, I guess, from Hobby Lobby. MCG Textiles, 32 count natural. I'm using DMC thread. And the thread is shredding on me. This is as much as I've gotten done. I started on the border. It's shredding badly. The fabric is kind of rough feeling. I don't think it's the needle. I changed needles several times, trying to correct that. I think it's the fabric. The fabric is rough. So I think that must be what it is. I don't know. I'm going to continue to try it because I really like that fabric. I'd like to finish it on that. But I'm not going to give it much longer. If it continues to do that, then I'll have to stop and put it on something else. Okay, y'all. I think that's about it. That's the first half of Mania. I'll do the second half at the end of the month at some point. What else? This is my last week to keep Cade. That's kind of bittersweet. He is 13 months now. He runs everywhere. He climbs everything. He knows what no means. He doesn't choose to follow that direction. He will start to do something and realize it's a no. He'll cut his eyes over at me and grin, and then just run as fast as he can run towards whatever it is he thinks he's going to do. He is saying words. He says Grandpa quite clearly. He loves Jerry more than he loves me. Jerry plays with him, and I mean, they have a really good time, but it's wearing on Jerry a little bit. He gets tired just like I do. He has given up his bottle, not by his choice, so he's eating all day long. And he is just precious. He is just a blessing to us. We're glad that we have had him this whole year. That's been great for him and great for us. And but next year he'll be going to daycare at a nearby church, and so we're excited about that too. They've got a great little curriculum for little ones, and plus I'll be able to go and get him anytime I want to. If I want to have him for a day, I can. If I want to go get him after his nap, I can do that, and I plan to take advantage of that too. We're doing some work in the yard. Um, it's this yard's gotten to be a little bit too much for us at our age. But our youngest daughter, sweet thing that she is, loves to work outside. Now, she works long, hard hours. She's a high school principal, but she's been coming over on the weekends and working in the flower beds. We've ordered a truckload of dirt and a truckload of mulch, and we're looking at new edging for some flower beds. And so she's putting in some hard labor for us. I know it's going to be really pretty when she gets through. We've bought a few plants, but not many yet. We'll do that after we get the dirt in. So I'm looking forward to having that done this summer. Um, in June, I'll be going to StitchCon, so I'll see a lot of you there. I have decided that I'm going to, let me see, how far did I think it was? About a 12-hour drive. I'm going to leave here about noon on Wednesday before that. And I'm going to drive maybe to the other side of Memphis somewhere and spend the night and then drive in on Thursday. And I will leave there on Sunday and drive to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, because our family is having a little get together there. And Jerry will go there with the children, and I'll meet them there on Sunday. Then I'll come back home, and I may go up and spend a week at my sister's the first part of July. That should be the end of my traveling for the summer until September, I think. I think so, September. And I can't remember what I decided to do in September. I know I'm going back to Midwest Stitchers in October, and I'm going to Katrina Boyd's retreat in Sevierville in November. September, I think we're going to Colorado. That's what I think is going to happen. Anyway, all right, y'all, that's it for me. I hope everybody is doing well and that you are all stitching a lot, and that God will bless you greatly. Bye.